Albert Einstein actually wanted to be cremated when he died, but the doctor performing the autopsy, his name was Harvey, decided that this was such an important brain, he just had to steal it. Oh, and he also stole Einstein's eyeballs and gave them to Einstein's eye doctor for some reason, but nobody really cares about Einstein's eyeballs. So anyway, the hospital was like, give the brain back. And Harvey was like, no. And then a representative from the army shows up and he's like, no, seriously, give us the brain back. And Harvey's like, no. So then the hospital fires him. He loses his job, he loses his wife, but he still has Einstein's brain. He's just not really sure what to do with it. He wants to use it for science, but he doesn't really know how. He wrote a lot of letters to researchers. None of them were too interested. So he ends up just tossing the brain in a cider box and leaving it under his beer cooler. And he would just take it out to show people. And this goes on for decades. Until finally a journalist who's researching the whole thing is like, wait, does this guy still have Albert Einstein's brain? So he tracks Harvey down. And then another journalist shows up and he's like, hey doctor, weird question, just gonna throw it out there. Do you happen to have Albert Einstein's brain by chance? And Harvey's like, yeah, totally. It's under that beer cooler. And the journalist is like, well, should you maybe give it back? And Harvey's like, oh yeah, maybe. So the three of them go on the weirdest road trip ever. Harvey, the journalist, and they just kind of toss Einstein's brain in a Tupperware container and take it with. And they travel all the way across the country. They stop in Kansas for pancakes. And they eventually get to California, where Einstein's granddaughter lives. And Harvey's like, hey, I got your grandfather's brain. Here you go. Psych, I'm keeping it. And then he just keeps it till he dies. And some scientists do some research on it later. They don't really find anything all that exceptional. But, hey, at least the journalists got to write an article.